The estate looms out before you. These blue blue mounds on the top of the rooftops, and the warm maize-looking. No, that's not the word. Beige-looking walls. The luscious sounds of the forest, the gardens, and the birds also sing, as well as there's a little bit of ambience from the crowd, which have been gathered here. You can't see them from the front gate, so you presume they reside somewhere along the back gardens or something. Anyway, as you step out of the carriage, it neighs at you, and the chauffeur, or whatever you call the carriage driver, drives off. You assume that they'll pick you up, or another will pick you up when it's time. What greets you at the entrance of the building is this woman that you first see. She's got long blue hair and this kind of delicate flower-like decoration on the side of her head. She smiles at you modestly, and Gawain quickly rushes in, approaching her, lowering his body and giving us a sort of very sincere bow. "Oh, my lady Liliana, oh, how this morning has treated you very well. Your fragrance and your looks, they all shimmer like the midday sun. And the dazzling smile on your face, as always. It's just as beauty to behold, my lady and mistress. Very, very good morning and good noon to you, my dear." And he offers her a little rose. Leo kind of looks at you and shrugs a little bit.
Same. It's whatever.
The woman speaks.
"Well, if it isn't House Aethra, welcome to the Lawrence estate."
"Yes, I am pleased to be here. Very much so," says says Gawain. And he gives her the flower.
"Well, judging from the performance of last time," she smiled, "I don't suppose this will be a very similar sort of performance from you, will it?"
Gawain tilts it. "Ah, yes, well, I humbly apologize for any sort of misconduct that we have presented among yourselves. I know my brother and I are all trying our best to serve the Lawrence clan in its utmost facilities. Please, I beg your sincerest pardon."
"Well, I suppose it's time to see Leah again, is it not? Where is she today?"
Gawain quickly looks at you, Dawn.
I present myself and I curtsy. I
So,
am Leah's daughter.
yes, this is Dawn. She's Dawn Aethra of House Aethra. She's Aethra's daughter. She's Leah's daughter. He smiles nervously. Please. She appears to be very ill today, and there's no... Yes, she has no inclination of getting better, so unfortunately, only Dawn is here. He gestures to you. And he seems to be taking, like, literally all this burden upon himself. Sorry, I apologize profusely for my household and everything that has happened. The woman's smile grows cold.
"Well, that is..."
I interject a little bit. "I shall represent House Aethra with honor." She bows, curtsying again.
The woman's smile still grows cold.
"Well, this is a little bit of a disappointment, isn't it, Gawain?"
Yes, I am truly sorry about all of this, Mistress Liliana. If there's anything that we could do to offer up our services today, then please tell me, and I shall... Groveling to my wife again, are you? You hear a voice coming from behind her as this cleanly cut man with circular spectacles walks behind, presumably his wife. "You have quite the nerve, Gawain," he says. You can see on his chest the Lawrence crest shine dully in the midday sun. Gawain still has his head somewhat bowed, facing the ground.
Master Schubert, it's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Yes, well, it's certainly a pleasure for one of us at least. For the other one, it's more of a distaste.
He looks at Gawain.
I don't suppose that you're gonna deliver anything of quality today, are you? House 𝓓𝓾𝓮.
He looks to you, Dawn.
I suppose you are a new contestant?
Oof, I'm a little bit frustrated, but I understand politics. I am Kyoko after all. I curtsy very politely. Wait, did he introduce me? No, he didn't.
No, but he overheard the conversation. Yeah, he did. This is Dawn. You said Dawn, and he was like, yes, this is, she will be representing House 𝓓𝓾𝓮 today.
Yeah. So I curtsy politely.
Well, I suppose you do have some sort of manners.
Well, my Claudius.
I do suppose you have some sort of manners. I'll give you credit for that. My name is Schubert. It's Master Schubert to you.
He gestures to Leonardo and, actually all of you. Master Schubert, of course.
Master Schubert. I lower my head.
Leonardo smiles. Master Schubert.
Yes. As from the head family of the Lawrence clan, I am Schubert Lawrence. And I suggest that unless you want to make public enemies out of us, you behave very respectfully today. And I do expect a good performance.
He looks at you. Go in.
I curtsy again. I shall bring House 𝓓𝓾 honor, Master Schubert.
Gawain almost shields you with his body, actually, as you say this. He kind of puts his body in between you. Yes, of course, we will. Perhaps trying to alleviate some of the responsibility that is being thrown onto you.
But I think that's enough pleasantries, don't you? Perhaps we should discuss more business matters. You're here to haggle, Gawain. Well, yes, and watch the wonderful show, but I do have a couple of propositions to make. I believe this will both be mutually beneficial, would it not? You're quite the businessman, not to mention your artistry. I don't suppose I can doubt your skills that easily. Perhaps we shall have a conversation, but keep it quick. I am wanting to see the Glacier Knight in action.
And as the adults talk, Leonardo kind of turns around and gestures to the park area behind you.
Well, shall we be off then, Master Dawn?
And he extends his palm to you.
She kind of blows her cheeks out, exhaling. Politics.
Leonardo smiles.
Well, you get used to them. Somewhat.
I take his hand.
It's a nice handshake. Okay, anyway. You venture to this little park, almost a rink, surrounded by people facing one side and almost in a half crescent shape, facing inwards towards this limestone pavement that has been slightly raised out of the ground. It appears to be some sort of dance field or arena or stage slightly raised above that you can see the rest of the activities inside. Many people are here. They all look wonderfully posh, dressed in aristocratic gowns and wonderful luscious locks of gold and red and purple and velvet, clothed in cloaks and magnificent capes. And at the back of the crowd, you do notice this young blue-haired woman, which has a striking resemblance to the one next to the gate. She is talking to someone underneath her, presumably a child of some kind. Meanwhile, on stage, you can see that the crowd is getting ready for another performance of the day. a woman, a kind of a big woman, steps on stage and announces the next portion of the program. All right. Will you all please quieten down just a little bit? The crowd quietens down just a bit. Now we shall have Elise on the stage, please. Can we have Elise from Clan Desher? Elise from House Desher?
Yes.
Another woman approaches the stage. She's very she looks to be around her 20s almost.
My name is Elise.
Yes. And you'll be performing your dance for us today?
Yes, I will.
Great. What dance are you doing? I shall give you a moment to prepare. Would you like that?
I would like it very much, thank you.
As Elise takes some time to prepare. You notice as you walk, Leonardo is giving smiles and hellos to everyone he passes through.
Good evening, Master. Good afternoon, Master Delora.
Quick, a name.
Good afternoon, Master Delora. Oh, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon. It's a brilliant day, isn't it?
As she kind of smiles and talks to many people. And he kind of gives you a while.
Well, if you really are helping out, he says, perhaps you could give our house a better name and curry up some favor. Hmm?
You see a little smile.
She kind of scratches the back of her head. I'm not that much of a people person. I'm still learning.
Well, I mean,
He says,
it's not that hard. You just need to smile, be cheerful, and wave. That's all. Simple politics, really.
She kind of raises an eyebrow. You're definitely a pro at such a young age.
He smiles. Well, my dad didn't teach me how to grovel for nothing. Look,
and he points to the woman standing in front of you.
she seems to be alone and talkable. Why don't you give this your first shot?
Do they seem busy?
No, she just seems to be talking to her daughter, like kind of quietly. She has her hand on her shoulder and is they've talked for a bit, and now there's a bit of silence actually between her and her daughter. She's got one hand on a person that seems to be in front of her, presumably her daughter, who knows, just a girl.
Dawn rolls her eyes at Leo. And I approach these two.
Yep, you approach them.
I introduce myself. Hello.
The woman turns around. Oh, whoops.
Your head. Oh my gosh, someone call an ambulance.
Crowd tech is not working for today. Hang on, crowd tech. She turns around, revealing someone who's behind her, and you get to see this woman. Looks very stern. This girl. She's dressed in this blue and cyan attire. She looks very, very prim and proper. She looks very sternly.
I will be fine, Mother. Rack and ruin! Vengeance! Vengeance will be mine! I will be fine, Mother, she says.
The woman, presumably her mother, looks at her.
Yes, of course.
She
So I
looks at
was
you.
interrupting something. Bro.
And hello, Dawn. Was it?
What? I kind of curtsy introducing myself.
Yeah, you
It is a
introduce
lovely
yourself.
day today, isn't it?
Yes. Perhaps it is.
She looks wistfully on in the distance.
Perhaps it isn't. Who knows?
She kind of slowly walks past you.
Well,
No, she kind of slowly turns back to the girl, and she says her name.
well, Eula. I don't suppose there's nothing much more I can do for you, is there?
Eula looks up at her mother.
No, there is not. You have done plenty.
Oh man.
Her
I
mother.
actually hate this character.
What, Eula?
Yeah, man.
Perfect. Your mother looks at Eula. Sorry, her mother looks at Eula.
suppose all that's left to do is to do your best.
She looks kind of sad and almost like she doesn't know what to say. Like she can't say anything more of value.
I elbow Leo.
He turns around as he's talking to someone else. Huh? What is it?
Oh, what? He's talking to someone else?
Yeah.
I don't do that then.
Okay. Ah, blah, 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 blah. She looks at you. Dawn.
I kind of lower my head a little bit. Forgive me. This is the first time that I'm here at the Lawrence estate. I am not familiar with your names.
That was so robotic. It was perfect. She.
Let me check my name, actually. I can't seem to remember.
What? Robotic? I'm just being very formal.
Yeah, I know. But it sounds like nice. What the heck was her name? Idolice. No, that's not it. It was Eleanor. Yeah, that's her name. Eleanor.
Eleanor!
Yeah, that's the one.
Demon Lord 8th seat! What do you know about me?
What do you know, Rick?
She looks at you, Dawn.
I'm Eleanor. Mother. Part of the head house of the Lawrence clan. Eleanor Lawrence.
I lower my head more. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Miss, which house were you from?
Aethra.
Ah, Miss Aethra. Dawn. A pleasure. And
Can you just make an insight check for me? She turns to her daughter, that she doesn't even seem to want to introduce her, almost, because she'll introduce herself. And indeed she does. So she looks kind of to her daughter, and then she looks down wistfully. Eula speaks up.
And I'm Eula Lawrence, of the Lawrence clan. Head family.
She looks at you dead in the eyes.
Nice to meet you, Dawn Aethra.
I don't give it away, but Dawn's pupils narrow a little bit. And she shakes Eula's hand.
Eula, okay, yeah, sure. You're going for a handshake. She accepts. You feel her hands are a little cold, actually, even in the warm midday sun. She extends her hands. You give it a shake. It's a mutual shake of mutual strength. She both takes her head back.
Well, I only shake her hand because we're the same age.
She doesn't really give you another word as the woman slowly. All right. She looks like she wants to get away from here. Quite, like immediately. She doesn't want to be here. As she looks away.
Okay, I will be going now. I will watch your performance from the sidelines, Eula. Yes, Mother. Please do.
And without much of a word, she kind of exits.
Yikes.
Whoa, says Leo.
Currying up with the Harris of the main head branch.
I turn. Shut up.
Quite the big fish, aren't you? Okay, he doesn't say that out that loud, but he's like,
You're catching quite the big fish, aren't you?
Shut up.
almost as if on cue, the crowd also shuts up.
I'm ready.
You hear the voice. All right, Elise. Whatever I said her last name was.
Oh man.
Representing house. Whatever I said her last name was. You'll be performing what act for us? What kind of dance?
I'll be performing Dance of Moonlight, Act 2.
Very well. The musicians prepared? Good. When you're ready. You see her start to do this beautiful dance as she wisps her hands and her legs through the crowd. Wisps of her garments entwine with the air as it dances beautifully around her. And with every step, she kind of bounces. You're kind of bouncing and gliding across. You kind of look at this performance. It's quite beautiful. Even Eula turns around and pays respect. Well, that is until she stumbles twice on her last few steps, grimaces a little bit, and tries her best to right herself. Her left foot now is out of sync with the right as it kind of almost comes crumbling down. She manages to catch herself before falling, and she pivots her body so that in such a way to improvise the next step of the performance, using all her wits and her intelligence that's available to her to rightly make a perfect ending. And she gives a bow. It's not bad. It's a bit near the end. The crowd, there's a bit of murmuring in the crowd. There's a bit of... The conversation was a little bit, yes, and I know her balance a little off. I saw some improvised footsteps in there, something. It's really not the best thing. You know. Well, you know how people do these days.
I begin clapping.
As do a few others. And Leonardo also joins in with a clap. Eula too gives a cold and robotic systematic clap. Thank you, Elise. Elise bows and heads off the stage. And the woman... Next we have... what about some other name? Marielle?
Donkey.
Donkey. Next we have Marielle. Marielle, please take to the stage. Another girl. This time, this one looks to roughly be in about her 30s, actually. Just a very similar age to your mother. Walks up on stage with another fat woman. Sorry, with the woman who's quite plump and her.
What did he say?
What did he say? The lady, and she approaches the stage, looking a little unconfident. And Marielle, do you need some time to prepare for your dance? Yes, I do. And they all give some time to prepare. Eula looks at you. So, Dawn, are you here to participate in the Festus Glacier as a challenger?
I turn. Yes, I am here to represent my mother for House 𝓓𝓾𝓮.
Oh, is that so?
Eula looks at you.
Well, you're quite young, aren't you?
She says this even though you look roughly about the same age.
She kind of raises an eyebrow, actually. We are of the same age, are we not?
Perhaps.
She looks at you.
I'm 7. I'm of 7 years of age. What about you? What about you?
I will be turning 7 in the coming months.
Seems like I am a little older then.
I just nod.
She,
Get me out! I don't want to talk to her anymore.
as you talk to her,
She's a frickin' loser.
you get this kind of pinging sensation, a strange sort of feeling as you talk to her. You don't really know what it is. Something that just doesn't rub you right. Master Leonardo kind of talks to him. Well, I mean, it's a pleasure to meet you, Master Eula of the head Lawrence branch of the Lawrence clan. He smiles. What a pleasant day we have today, is it not?
Yes, so it is. Pleasure to meet you too, Leonardo.
It appears that she already knows who he is. He smiles. You are too kind. And, I don't know, Dawn, would you know about how the festival works at this point? Are you not a little confused about the...
Leo would have told me on the way.
Okay. Okay, well, Leo kind of explains. Well, he smiles at you, actually. He asked,
Do you know how the festival works? You do, right?
actually, right now. Yeah, he says that.
Oh, okay, I turn stone-faced. No.
He says, oh, I should have explained it on the way here. Well, pretty much, this is to determine the next Glacier Knight. Your mother must have told you that much.
I nod.
Well, you see, actually, despite popular belief, the next Glacier Knight isn't determined by any sort of fighting or bout, but instead is determined by dance.
He says. And, you recognize with this sword in your backpack that it was not what you thought.
What? Dance?
Yes,
He scratches his head a little bit.
the Lawrence clan equates dancing to martial prowess, so that in every performed dance, you could see the brilliance and the techniques of a fighter.
He says. He gives a little exasperated gasp.
It's almost mesmerizing if performed properly.
Yeah,
Don't you
Dawn
think?
kind of holds the side of her head. Ah, this is bad.
Your mother taught you dancing, did she not? That's why you're here?
A little bit of
No.
sweat.
She kind of closes her eyes momentarily. I thought this would be a competition of sorts.
Your mother really didn't tell you?
She kind of rubs the back of her neck anxiously. I don't know how to dance, Leo. Especially not something choreographed like that on such short notice.
He smiles. Maybe I could teach you right now. Why don't we? And then, as he kind of steps back, this other woman interrupts him.
Hello, everybody!
She smiles.
Wow, he's up behind the people! No! What has happened? I can't see!
Oh, man.
Hello?
This blonde woman emerges from the crowd behind you. She seems to be in a very playful and cheerful mood, as she has a basket in her hands of something.
Hello, everybody! Hello, Yula! How's it going? I'm fine, thank you. Oh, you never tell me what's actually going on. Hello, everyone!
She smiles at you.
Who are you?
I look this woman up and down. Well, this girl.
She's got a long green coat. She appears to be in a very playful mood. She's got a playful black tie on her, and there's the scent of something sour and yet savory coming from her basket.
I curtsy very slightly. I'm Dawn, Aether.
My name is Annabelle, Reina of the Lawrence clan of the Lena family.
She smiles.
Oh, would you like to try some of our sauerkraut? Papa and Mama made it for us last night.
She holds a basket in front of you.
I look at it tentatively.
Leo, first on the clout train, lunges forwards. Yes, of course, Master Annabelle. I would be delighted to try some. Annabelle looks at him.
Master Leonardo, it's good to see you again.
Yes, a pleasure to meet you once again, Annabelle.
You're looking very good, and I like how you're taking the sauerkraut. Please tell me what you think.
Of course. He takes one and bites on it. Flavors are as fascinating and as delicious as ever. I can feel the love and craft that has gone into this. The sourness is just perfect and mixed with the sweet, savory umami of the
Connoisseur eyes.
And, of course, the beef has been cooked to perfection. I'm sure the cows must be of utmost standard and have amazing marble on their meat.
Oh, you know a lot about sauerkraut.
He says, yes, of course.
I just eat it. I don't know.
Oh, says Leonardo. Of course. It tastes very good, Master Annabelle.
Thank you. I will tell my daddy that. And you, Miss
She comes up really close to you.
Dawn.
Miss Dong!
She offers the basket to you.
Would you like my sauerkraut?
I look at it. Bong.
You get flashbacks of Amber's cooking, and the wasted sound kind of plays on you. Wasted.
I look at it. I look at Leo.
He nods his head vigorously. I think she would be delighted to try one, right? Right, Don? Right?
Ah, you idiot! I think I take the sauerkraut.
She smiles brilliantly at you.
My heartbeat as it approaches, and I take a bite.
It's very sour. But then the savory kicks in as your saliva starts to ooze out, and it mixes in such a delicate balance of flavor. Leo is absolutely right. You have no idea what he was saying, but it tastes freaking delicious.
Yeah, wind whips her hair. Oh, this is amazing. I mean, this is amazing.
Ah, she smiles. I knew it. Thank you. I know that anyone who likes my sauerkraut can be friends.
She smiles.
You're done. Thank you for being my friend.
She smiles.
Nyop, 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 nyop.
And Yula? Would you like to?
And then she gets cut off. Now! What did I say her name was again? Marielle! That's right, Marielle! Please, take the stage.
Oh, man.
What will you be performing for us, Marielle? Why has my accent changed? I'll be performing Dance of Moonlight, Act 2. Very well, take it away, Marielle. You see this woman start to dance. Her first few motions are relatively elegant, but she appears nervous. There's a movement and then another that don't seem quite in sync. She almost trips up in her nervousness, and she has to stop her dance to compose herself slightly. She continues forwards, but her movements are kind of robotic and it's hardened. And this 30-year-old-ish woman has just had terrible expression on her face as she realizes the mistakes that she's done. Still, gritting her teeth, she continues on, dancing and trying to best her frolic and pirouette, despite the mistakes that she has made. One step and another step, and she gradually, slowly begins to obtain some sort of rhythm in her motions. Before again, another slip-up causes her to let out a little bit of a tiny yelp as her foot bends a little unnaturally, and she ends on such a terrible kind of stance, panting almost. And this time the crowd is silent. There's not even a sound of applause that greets her.
I clap.
Leonardo shakes his head vigorously. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't care. I clap.
As the crowd slowly starts to murmur, and their murmurings kind of overtake your sound of your hands.
I mean, I don't clap for too long.
Yeah, but they quickly start to murmur. Who was that? You don't tell me that was one of the... That was absolutely pathetic, don't you think? What is that? Yeah.
Dawn sighs.
Done this. That reminds me of the Aethra lady, all through 7 years ago. You remember her? How could I ever forget? What a spectacularly poor performance that was. Seriously makes the name of the Lawrence clan bad.
Have the standards gone down nowadays for the Glacier Knight? Seriously, these contestants are nothing to even look at.
This can't be that good, is it? As the crowd kind of grows into more rubble. The woman you see, very disappointed with herself and how things turned out. She has tears coming out of her eyes, and she quickly runs off the arena and into the distance. Annabelle kind of sighs.
Well, that was kind of unfortunate, huh? I guess things like this happen.
Yeah, look at her. Not everyone can be the best. I take a sauerkraut.
she every time you extend her hand into a bucket, she goes from like a neutral happy face to like the colon D, the kind of like face. Which
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
eyes open and like the massive mouth smile every time, before it like immediately snaps back to her neutral sour face, her normal like
Yeah,
smiley
yeah.
face.
Ah. Well, Yula, your performance is next, I think, according to the guest list. But,
She kind of looks a little confused.
you don't even need to perform while you're going up on stage.
It's to set an example of DeLauren's name, she says. I do agree. The standards here have been a little lowered. She doesn't look arrogant when she says this. She just looks a little saddened, maybe. And she gives you one more look, Dawn. A side glance that matches, perhaps meets your eyes.
Yeah, I gaze at her.
And the woman on stage speaks. Next up is Eula Lawrence. Can we have Eula Lawrence on stage, please? The crowd goes quiet. Eula Lawrence. That's her. Eula makes her way on stage. Without even a second glance, she quickly looks at perhaps the position where her mother is before quickly walking out. Actually, she doesn't do that. She doesn't even look. She walks directly on stage without a second thought.
Good luck, Yula!
No one seems to say any words of encouragement to her except for this girl, Annabelle.
Good luck, Yula! I believe you can do it! Ah! You're going to do wonderful!
Not even her mother says any words of encouragement for her because she knows she doesn't need them. Annabelle says these words as the Eula walks on stage. The woman speaks to her. Eula Lawrence, will you need some time to prepare for your dance? No, says Eula. I will be fine. Okay. Taken by surprise, the woman blinks a couple times. And you are performing the Dance of Sacrifice, Act 3. Eula looks proudly as she says this. The crowd is a little bit alerted. Dance of Sacrifice? Isn't that the old? Yeah, what's she doing performing that? I thought she was going to perform something much more traditional unless... What's going on here? She coughs, and she announces the musician on her own this time. Musicians, please. The musicians frantically get into position.
Damn, bro.
And they start to play. Her hands kind of slowly extend outwards from her body before she starts stepping in tune with the rhythm. And it appears to be a duo dance. Perhaps that's why the crowd was so confused. But as she dances, you can almost see the silhouette of another person as she's dancing with. Her emotions are so accurate and so precise that you swear that she was dancing with a partner, that you swear that this is more than just a staged no less than a staged performance. Her hair billows past her face. She steps forwards faster, the tempo increasing and decreasing at her own whim. She does a twirl in the air before landing. You're almost mesmerized. But again, Dawn, you get that pang, that strange pang that something doesn't sit quite right with you. With her. You notice Annabelle next to you. Yeah, sorry? Yeah?
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, you go. You notice that
So I turn to Leo. It's ironic she's doing a duo dance alone.
he says, so you know of the Dance of Sacrifice?
She kind of doesn't turn her head towards him. No, but I do know what being alone is like. As I watch her with her shadow partner.
She spins into an end, and Land does a graceful ending. And as soon as the music ends, there's like so much applause. Yo, relax. Why is there more? There's so much applause that happens in the crowd. So that is what the Lawrence clan is about. That is the amount of art and tapestry we put onto our bride. That is amazing. What's her name? Eula, right? Yeah, she's absolutely brilliant. I thought she was already. Why is she still here performing? That is. You see what I mean? You see Annabelle with like these sparkles in her eyes.
Oh, Eula, she's always so good at that. No?
I stare at Eula. What is her expression like?
Your eyes come to rest on her shoulders, actually, for some strange reason. She lets a breath out. As people actually clamber onto that stage area to try and pat her and congratulate her, she looks down and lets out a very deep breath. Before she looks back up.
Yes, thank you. Of course, yes. It's my pleasure to do this dance with you.
And she continues to interact with the guests.
Yeah, I look down. Unfortunate.
You see that, Gawain?
You hear a voice from behind you.
That is the Lawrence clan. Our niece. Don't you see the difference in comparison between the main branch and the minor house?
Yes, Gawain says. Of course. It's of no... He twirls his mustache.
It's of no comparison that we should ever make to you, Master Schubert. No, it is not. It's definitely not.
The crowd kind of quietens down, and you see Liliana also approach behind the crowd for some reason. Hello, Liliana. Imagine having assets. She kind of stands with her husband.
Annabelle, did you enjoy the performance? I did, mother, papa. She turns around. Of course I did, Eula. And I made some new friends who like our sauerkraut. Did you know? Yes. Look, it's a Dawn and Leonardo.
She says.
So it is.
You can see her expression kind of go slightly cold as she looks at you, Dawn and Leonardo.
The Ithra house. Well, try not to get too friendly with them, Annabelle.
She blinks a couple times.
Huh?
Rip. Why are we Gale and Amber and that's Dawn? That's a good parallel.
That is good. Eula slowly returns from her stage, and she tries to brush off the people that are so closely tending to her. She reaches the clearing in the crowd, looking at you.
I give her a nod.
She gives you a little bow and gives you a little nod and says nothing.
Yeah, I look at her. That was quite the performance. Well done.
Thank you,
she says.
Yes, that was so good. I was almost moved to tears, and I don't even cry that often, she says.
And she rubs her head against Eula.
Eula, would you teach me how to dance sometime, please?
Eula kind of looks away almost at the opposite direction of Annabelle and kind of tries to wrestle her head away from the nuzzling.
Yes, of course. All right, Annabelle. That is quite enough, thank you.
You don't like affection.
Looks away. It appears they're quite close, says Leo to you.
We're almost shoulder to shoulder. He
Perhaps,
backs off.
perhaps we could, And then he gets interrupted. And now next,
Have a double date.
Leah 𝓓𝓾 of House 𝓓𝓾. Please take the stage.
I take a deep breath and exhale. Wish me luck. I turn to Leo.
I wish you a lot of things. Dawn.
He smiles.
Hopefully that's luck over and over.
He smiles. Of course.
Yes. And if you win, I'll give you a sauerkraut.
I pat Annabelle on the head. Thanks, Annabelle.
And if you lose, I'll give you 2 sauerkrauts because then you'll be feeling sadder than if you were winning. And that means double the sauerkraut to make you happy.
I kind of let out a light laugh. I sift my way through the crowd, kind of looking at Eula one last time.
She gives you a glance, a formidable stare, before you make your way to the front. Kind of reminds you of, well, something. Something pangs at you again. You make your way to the front of the stage.
I introduce myself. I am Don 𝓓𝓾 of House 𝓓𝓾, representing the Lawrence clan.
You are not Leah?
I am Bao. I shall be representing her today, as she has fallen ill.
There is a commotion. No, that you thought that was a commotion. There is a commotion. Yo, seriously? She's. I bet she's just embarrassed from last time. I don't even know much about her.
What? You can't just substitute on the day, can you?
I kind of call out across the crowd. I am her daughter.
Getting a daughter. She's only. How old are you? How old is she? I don't know. She looks like around 6 or something. Crowd mumble.
Dawn kind of goes on. And I shall try my best to bring honor to House 𝓓𝓾.
Leonardo looks a little concerned as he thinks about what to do. But the woman on the stage, the MC, speaks up. That is not a breach of the laws. The crowd quietly.
Sweat droplets. Man, I hate politics.
That is a perfectly viable substitute, although it is strange. Of course, it's a little strange that you're representing your mother, but it shouldn't be a problem. Well, Dawn, what are you performing for us today?
Man, I didn't do any dances in my previous life, did I?
Well, make an intelligence check. Yeah, well, you notice that the rhythm, the beat, the time signature, the tempo of the first couple songs you heard, the Dance of Moonlight, was actually... No, sorry, the Dance of Sacrifice was actually very similar to the thing that your mother taught you. And as you remember back to fighting and how she always like, footwork, Dawn, Dawn, it goes in your head. It reminds you of the beat and tempo of the last song you just heard.
I take a deep breath.
You're awfully not prepared, but you think this is your best bet.
It's Dance of
Sacrifice.
Act 3.
Yeah. Well, the woman asks you, what will you be dancing for us today? Her accent changes with every iteration, I swear.
Yeah, she kind of calls out. Dance of Sacrifice, Act 3.
The crowd goes on. Wild, the crowd is up in an uproar. Dance of sacrifice. Can someone from the clan of 𝓓𝓾𝓮 really do that? That sounds preposterous. She's not even using one of the standard dances. I know Eula could do it, but that's just... she's Eula, for goodness sake. What's going on here?
Well, I try my best to remember what my mother was doing, and from what I watched Eula do.
Indeed, the dance starts. Then, let's begin.
I take a deep breath and begin to the best of my ability.
Yes, make a dexterity performance check.
Why does it have to be Dex, you enter?
Because it is.
I regret maxing my charisma.
You remember, Kyoko, a figure in your house. She had hair just like yours, and a face much similar. It was your mother on that day, as she was walking away from you slowly, without much of a word. You caught that feeling on your heart that maybe it was the last time you'll see her. And another feeling, much more sinking and devastating, when you heard her words, as she didn't even look at you and spoke.
You don't need to learn anything from me anymore, do you, Kyoko?
She said without batting an eyelash, without turning around.
You're far smarter than I ever was at your age. And you can already do everything around the house.
Kyoko, you realize this sentiment. There's not a applause on your capabilities, but a curse on your perfection.
Yeah, she kind of reaches her hand out a little bit.
But your mother doesn't respond to that. She simply says,
I have nothing else left to teach you.
and she forsakes her duties as a mother.
You don't need me as your mother anymore.
She walks up to the door and lets out these final words.
Sayonara, Kyoko.
There's
Yeah, Kyoko's flops. Man, I didn't think you meant that scene, bro. Feels bad.
There is a commotion in the crowd at the Fest des Glacier Knight. You've just performed a dance in front of the audience,
Oh,
hoping
don't
to be
remind me. Oh,
hoping
it's actually sad cringe. That
Hoping
that 7 performance.
to not waste your mother's gift to you, to show the world what the 𝓓𝓾𝓮 clan could be capable of, and to perhaps redeem the incident that was highly suspected to be your mother at the last Feste Glacier Knight 7 years ago. However, your performance was less than subpar, even though you weren't nervous as Kyoko. Your life, these past 6.5 years, meant that you were no longer the person that you once was. Your body is different. The blood that runs through your veins is different. And the perfectionist known as Kyoko Mikame no longer fully exists in Dawn either. And as you are listening in dismay at the crowd murmuring with one another, the 𝓓𝓾𝓮 clan can't really expect anything out of them, can you? Your cousin walks up on stage and addresses the crowd. Why is Eula on there though? That's sus.
Because she came up to speak.
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
People
Why are we replaying it?
of the Lawrence clan.
So I can recon things, obviously. No, I'm joking.
People
No.
of the people of the Lawrence. She's British again. People of the Lawrence clan. I
Man, if I sink into British like again, I swear.
I bequest thee one request.
Your cousin opens his mouth. He shuts his book and puts it behind him, and he walks around slowly around the crowd as if addressing with formality and confidence.
I believe my cousin here, Dawn Aethra, did not display her utmost performance during the exhibition that you witnessed.
I look away.
The dance. You see, dancing is not particularly her utmost forte. She has a plethora of other
What the hell? She has a plethora.
Yo, we can replay this, but we can't replay my performance. This is garbage.
Hey, you roll what you roll, man. This doesn't change much. I'm just going through it again.
But she has many more gifts that you have not seen.
Leonardo tilts his head forwards and addresses the crowd valiantly and valorously.
I think that the Festus de Glacier is a festival that should display someone's true skill and prominence. And people have long since lost this in tradition. You see, wasn't this festival supposed to be the crowning of the Glacier Knight? And yet, we dance. Sure, it's a symbol of martial prowess. But I believe, for the sake of showing the true piety of the Aethra clan, and the true strength that the Lawrence clan has, we shall put on a battle. Perhaps for over 100 years, it is time to change this tradition. Perhaps not once and for all, then just for this moment. My brothers and sisters, and uncles and aunties, will you allow me this request?
And he bows. The crowd says, "What's going on? This kid's crazy. He's trying to change our traditions. Are you serious? We're giving that girl another chance and she's gonna fight. Back at the Aethra clan out of here. Who knows whether they're gonna screw up this time? Yeah. What's
Oh,
Leonardo looks at you,
man.
Don, and gives you like a sly, not a sly, but like a shy smile, like
I well up a little bit. I hug him.
The public displays of affection don't really go well in this day and age, sorry.
Oh, Leo.
He returns your hug shyly, and then like steps back a couple meters.
And now,
He says to you,
I guess the crowd decides our fate.
I gulp.
The crowd starts to get louder and louder. It's arguing, "No, I believe that the Leonardo kid has a point. Far too. What if we get attacked one day? We're gonna dance our enemies to death. Yeah, there's been few forces of the resistance in Mondstadt lately. They've been trying to get us more.
You donkeys, you have no idea what you're talking about. This is a traditional dance and festival. We cannot change any of the rules.
British.
Papa,
Says Annabelle.
She's like French German. What's with this clan's accents?
would you like some sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut?
She goes to the crowd actually.
Please not arguing. I have sauerkraut for everybody.
As the crowd continues to argue and get louder and louder. And then you see an imposing figure come from the distance. The people initially don't notice his presence, but you certainly do.
Wait, this guy's not gonna tell me to get lost?
Oh, yeah, that happened last time. Schubert, after silencing the... Oh, actually, that's a good point. Schubert raises... Excuse me, Lawrence clan! The crowd's voices died out. I believe I have something to say.
As the second foremost family of the Lawrence clan, I, Schubert Lawrence, also have a rebuttal. Schubert takes a step forward. The Leonardo kid is out of his mind, he says, and the 𝓓𝓾 clan too. You have surely not forgotten their past grievances against us. The lack of etiquette and the lack of substance. Both all members... you can kind of see the... Gawain! His eyes kind of turn to the white circles with the squiggly lines.
Oh,
As he
man.
says, and although they were once people of perhaps more prominence, we can tell that marrying foreigners, not showing up to ceremonies.
To things.
He doesn't say that. Not showing up to ceremony. My goodness, I'm not him. Schubert not showing up to ceremonies and disrupting the etiquette of the Lawrence clan. I move a petition to have them expelled. Master Schubert, going to the... Surely you don't mean the crowd ought to expel them, or if only a few clans have been expelled from the Lawrence before. House 𝓓𝓾 will be expelled. I mean, maybe the punishment's a little harsh.
No, I think they deserve it. They can't just keep dragging our reputation through the mud.
Again, the crowd. It gets louder and louder. Leo tries. Please, listen. But the crowd continues to chant and talk towards one another in a frantic.
Yeah.
Sort of,
Put my hand on his shoulder. Thanks for trying.
you can see out the corner of your eye Schubert looking very smug with himself, and Gawain kind of on the ground kneeling beside Schubert, doing some very grovelly
Groveling.
gestures.
Go away!
Don't you reconsider this proposition, Master Gilbert? I don't think this is appropriate.
And then you feel his presence before you see him. A man of towering size
Oh wait, Eula doesn't do it?
walks slowly towards the crowd. The people around him fall silent, but the crowd is far more frantic. You hear him look up and raise his voice. His brow stern and his hair shimmering almost like yours.
Silence!
It's quiet.
Do the birds shut up too?
The birds shut up. Not really. The birds get a little bit quieter though. He crosses his arms. Everyone has a little bit of whisper. Master Claudius. Master Claudius. Master Claudius. Master Claudius. Master Claudius. People lower their head, almost as if in a bow. The woman of the crowd. There's a fluttering in the air as they give a almost simultaneous curtsy as the men bow their heads.
Master Claudius.
He walks forwards.
I believe the Leonardo boy has a point,
He says.
but is anyone willing to take on the challenge?
He says.
Who shall Dawn 𝓓𝓾 Lawrence dance with?
He looks at you.
Of the Lawrence clan, sorry, dance with. And share a sparring match with.
No one in the crowd responds.
It will be my honor, grandfather.
Eula, stepping out from his shadow, comes and emerges to the sun. And people start whispering to one another, Eula, why isn't she? What's going on? Why is she doing? You see a sly smile on Claudius's face.
I believe that the Lawrence traditions should be upheld. However,
Today I'm willing to make a special exception. My granddaughter here has been training very hard. And it's not every day she gets a proper battle.
He looks at you.
Dawn 𝓓𝓾, shall you perhaps win this match? I will reconsider Schubert's offer. For right now I am very inclined on expelling the 𝓓𝓾 clan. But perhaps that may change.
Dawn's gaze kind of hardens a little bit.
Very well, Leonardo. Your words have moved me,
Leonardo smiles a little bit.
and I shall allow for one last chance. My granddaughter,
He looks at Eula.
shall you?
Yes. And with a pitter-patter of feet.
Man, I gotta recruit this guy into my fucking crib. He's so cool. Wow, behind!
Token things, baby!
Where are your
She
legs?
approaches on stage. And she gives a little curtsy to you.
Dawn, it is a pleasure to share this dance with you.
I return the curtsy.
Some people actually, her mother, the blue-haired one, runs up to her, walks up to her slowly. Goodness, that voice does not do well in my throat.
Yeah, drink some water.
That her mother walks up to her slowly. Oh,
Eula, here.
and she gives her this black sword. You can see almost a buildup of frost glaze over it. Eula accepts it.
What? A whole
without much
sword?
reward.
I only have a dagger.
Great sword. It's almost the size of her body.
What?
The crowd starts to murmur. Are you using real weapons? Claudius looks at you, Dawn.
Well, draw your weapon.
Yeah, my heart's like do 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 as I pull out the very first dagger I got with Amber.
Cute. It's in your backpack, which Leo has. Well, you didn't bring it on stage, but Leo brought it with him. As he gestures for you to take your weapon out from your backpack. Your
Yeah,
sack.
reach into it and pull out like this measly looking dagger.
It's quite a long dagger. It's definitely not one of the short, stabby knife ones.
Oh, it's like a tanto.
Yeah, it's not as long as a wakizashi, but it's not as short as like a kitchen knife. It's quite long for a dagger, and you can see it's beautifully orchestrated and crafted. There's not much.
Oh, well, you made out like it was garbage because it was a common drop. So.
No, I mean it's a common drop. Therefore, there's no like buffs or enchantments on it, but there's still like it still looks very nice, despite the age, which you assume it's pretty old. It's made of like there's like brass on it, and there's a little bit, the tiniest bit of stains here and there, but it's been kept in pristine condition. It looks like an antique.
So that is your blade.
Yola looks at you.
I look at it tentatively and then up to her, and I grip the hilt.
She gives a little sigh.
Sorry to say, but that's not much girth, is it?
Her greatsword leans loftily on her shoulder.
Her eyes kind of close for a moment. This blade is special to me. Doesn't matter what it looks like or what it can do, just how I can use it. Her eyes open as they kind of glow a little bit from the shadows of her fringe as the tree lights filter through.
Eula tilts her head upwards and looks down.
Good. Then I shall like to see that in action.
Yeah, she's British again.
Good. Then I shall like to see that in action.
What am I, Hermione?
What am I, Hermione?
Oh, go on, you friends!
She says,
Have you both offered the winner a sauerkraut and the loser even more sauerkraut because they will be feeling really sad?
she says,
Oh my gosh, bro.
yo, Annabelle, best girl.
Kind of.
Let's go.
Alright.
Claudius, tell us the musicians.
Play that music.
The musician looks at him. What?
Isn't this combat?
Well, more like a dance, really. Act of sacrifice. Act 3.
I don't have a health bar.
Oh.
Yo,
Yo,
she looks
what's up?
way older now.
You get a good, better look at her face. She does look pretty mature for her age.
Yo, who's that guy?
Drag yourself on.
Yo, who's that guy? He looks broken.
Wait, what did you have bar? Bro, my token settings. Hold up. Hold up. Where your health bar?
Who the heck that guy though? Looks broken.
You don't see nothing. He's just an Easter egg, just chilling. Okay, feel free to move yourself.
Cue the music.
Says Claudius, as he pushes away past the crowd, making his way to the front.
But this isn't a dance, is it?
He looks at him.
Is it not?
Eula steps forwards. Leonardo steps off to the side.
I step back.
She kind of starts circling you.
Wait, is this not initiative?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I circle as well.
She stops and draws her hefty blade. She gives it an elegant swing till it rests in front of her. And he lowers her head.
Yeah, I pull the dagger a little bit further, it glints in the filtering sunlight.
She leans forward. Her eyes sparkle with a sort of determination. And she takes a step, roll initiative.
Wait, what's chosen initiative?
It's you click a token and it rolls the initiative. See? It's just the macro that was recommended. So I can just click you. It's a global macro.
Ah, okay.
Go ahead.
Alright. She takes a step, but I'm quicker. I kind of dance to the beat here. Slashing across her like so. 16 to hit.
I think it does hit. I actually did put her AC. Whoops.
10 plus dex, and then she's wearing armor.
Yep. 16 hits.
5 pierce.
Oh. your blade glances across her, and she raises her blade up just as she's about to get hit.
Oh, I didn't hit.
No, it did hit. She puts her blade up, and all of a sudden, this ice starts to encase your dagger and your wrist.
Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna get creamed. 'Cause I don't have advantage or sneak attack against.
She lures you in with a perfect maneuver, and blocks it. As you see her hefty movements on the sword, you thought there was no way she would bring it up in time for your fast, quick slash. But it almost seems like she's wielding it with such dexterous precision that your blade glances off it like a shield. The glacial seal you can see on the blade shines in the dazzling sunlight.
Hold on. Yeah, her eyes kind of widen. What?
Use bonus action, anything?
I'm brittle.
I'll show you.
Plus. I say what before I get frozen.
Alright.
If she crits me. Brutal.
She does this, steps back and does like a pirouette. As she knows that you can't respond to this. She spins once, twice, 3 times in the air, closing the distance, and you see a final jump as the tips of her blade gleam with this icy frost. And she's going for an attack.
Oh man.
And it's about to make contact. 16 to hit. Oh, it automatically hits.
Yeah, crits me.
The blade comes in, and the momentum seems unstoppable. When all of a sudden there's a... Ah! Where are you? Get away from me! In the distance. And you hear a... Move it! And a push, a shove through the thing, through the bushes, a fluttering of leaves. The crowd picks up. What's going on? All of a sudden, the tension is struck in the air as the blade, as you thought was going to hit your neck, finishing you in just a swift maneuver, stops as Eula's arm extends, and she looks towards the sound of the noise.
Can I no longer be brittle so I can look?
Yeah, the brittle only lasts for one turn. It fades off you. Hang on, you look in the distance.
Is it my mum? Who is it?
I'm setting up the scene.
Who is it?
Who is it? Out of the shadows of the distant trees comes a woman, and with dirty blonde hair. She looks completely differently dressed than the rest of the people here. I want you to make an intelligence check, Dawn, to see if you recognize who she is. 19. You've seen her before. It was a brief passing comment, but if you remember your first day 1.5 years ago, where you went to Morningville, there was a woman who was the husband of the dude who gave you an apple.
Yep.
Called her Martha. This looks exactly like her. You assume they're the same, one and the same, if your memory doesn't fail you. She's got a knife in her hand, and a woman in front of her, who looks to be dressed very poshly in nobility. The knife goes to her throat before brandishing it back and shoving the woman to the ground. The woman scrambles up and runs. I'm sorry, Master Claudius. I let her in the front gate. I couldn't do anything. The woman approaches, putting her dagger on her shoulder and looking down at you.
So this is where all the vermin are,
she says, and behind her approaches these figures, which turned out to be, they look like peasants or farmers wearing hats, scruffy looking equipment. They're having rakes and other mismatched types of weaponry. Perhaps one even has a saw on him. She walks up into the crowd as the crowd begins. What's going on? I can't believe what's happening. What's she doing? Martha, the woman, speaks up.
Ha! So this is the Lawrence clan's little hideout for today, is it? I have something to say to you.
She screams out, "Who is the leader? Why is she British? Who is the... Oh my gosh. Who is the leader?" Crowd kind of quietens down. "Who's the head of the Lawrence clan? I have a few questions to ask them."
I have a few questions to ask them.
The crowd is silent as Claudius makes his way forwards. He stands in front of her.
That would be me.
Crosses his arms.
A new commoner. What makes you dare to set foot on Lawrence grounds?
He growls in a deep tone. She pulls her knife out and points it at Claudius's face, waving it to and fro like a threatening instrument.
I hope you remember the incident yesterday. Yesterday, we had...
Oh, wait, no, it wasn't yesterday. She points her things at these.
1.5 years ago, yeah, and even recently, my husband has been traveling with his merchandise, his sweets, and his pies, and his apples and fruits, and they were taken. This is the second time it's happened in the past 2 years. Monsters are getting closer to the cities and civilizations.
And yet you're brandishing your weapon at me.
She points her dagger towards Claudius even more fiercely.
Because I know it. You Lawrence scum are plotting something, aren't you? I could hear it. Even one of the monsters, they said something like, Lawrence, they said your clan's name.
Claudius narrows his eyes.
I don't think you quite... I didn't think people speak 𝓓𝓾𝓮𝓽, girl.
He looks at her.
Are you not hearing things? And you dare accuse us?
She grits her teeth.
You Lawrence scum are all the same. Looking down on everyone with through your hair-filled noses.
She swipes the dagger and I go.
Do you ever think what it's like to be the people of the other side? 1,000 years ago, you ruled us with tyranny. Today, you are looking to do the same, aren't you? To overthrow Mondstadt.
Claudius keeps his hands folded.
These are some big accusations you're making, girl. What makes you think we'll answer to people like you?
Martha gives a little laugh.
Oh, you think you're so high and mighty, don't you?
She spits at his boot. It lands.
Boys,
some more men approach from the forest, or from the direction behind her. The people sound a little worried now.
I bet none of you little weaklings even know how to fight.
He says,
Do you, Master Claudius? Or do you sit on your ass all day, painting pictures of shit, and dancing to tunes that have been long since been declared as old and sterile and decrepit? You guys look like walking zombies.
She tilts her head as she brings her dagger angrily towards Claudius.
I demand an apology right now. And I demand that you cease any sort of malicious activity you have ever thought of doing on the people of Mondstadt, and of Morningville, and of all of us.
You recognize some of these people. You've seen them around in Morningville, although you really haven't talked much to them. And they look particularly pissed off.
Yeah, I look at Martha wildly.
You haven't really been to Morningville much. You know of her. She's never taken kindly to you. She doesn't even pay attention to you in this instance.
And then I kind of just, I don't glare at her, but I get a bit more serious. As these guys have all their, like, farm weapons.
Claudius crosses his arms.
You want me to grovel and apologize?
He tilts his head upwards to look down at her.
The head of the Lawrence clan will bow to no man or woman.
Really? She says. Well, then I'm gonna have to report to the Knights of Favonius that there's been a terrible incident that happened at the Lawrence clan.
She looks at him.
Some nobles might have been hacked up a little bit, and there would have been a terrible amount of injuries. But it was all because of the treasure hoarders.
She looks upwards at him slyly.
And, well, I guess no one will really give a shit.
She walks forwards and points a dagger.
Now, if you don't want this to happen, Master Claudius, then I suggest you grovel at my feet and beg me for mercy.
Claudius exhales and looks at her.
Because I don't know about you, but I think you've been packing on a few pounds, and you can't even swing a toothpick.
No, I cannot, says Claudius. But you'll be the one begging for mercy. His arms stay crossed.
Huh?
You've never heard of the Glacier Knight, have you?
He looks down at her.
The protector of the Lawrence clan. How foolish you are to set foot on these premises, young commoner. If you're lucky, you'll make it out alive with all your limbs.
She's had enough of this. The crowd falls silent. Get them! And for this big man, they spread out. The crowd starts to panic. As the people with weapons start to approach. Oh no, what's going to happen? The crowd kind of steps back as they kind of move fiercely towards the people. And one of them also approaches you, Dawn, as he steps angrily.
Yeah, girl! Lawrence scum!
I glare at him.
He flicks his rake to and fro in an intimidating fashion. And
You're really not gonna move then,
Master Claudius, Martha says, as she points the knife at his throat.
If you can even cut me with that blade, then I will disband the Lawrence clan and kill myself.
He says.
But that's only if.
Martha smiles.
You talk big.
Don't you! and the blade comes rushing at his throat with a wide swinging motion. Claudius doesn't even bat an eyelid because his arms are crossed and he looks downwards. He doesn't move. The blade approaches his throat. Then you feel a step of the wind. And you only see it after the fact. But there's a movement, a blur of ice and blizzard of the north wind as something crosses the path in front of you. The sword and glazing ice being embedded across the ground. You hear a screeching before a contact, and the dagger, you see it catch the sunlight as it flies 6 meters in the air. And you see Claudius crack the slightest of smiles.
The Glacier Knight
He says,
has come.
Martha falls back on her butt, landing, looking unbelievably at the 7-year-old girl wielding this massive weapon. She almost face palms, but does that villain face thing where there's a thumb on the cheek and 2 fingers on the forehead. So you're child slave laborers too. He pulls out a knife. I better kill you before your family can influence you anymore. Man, she says, make sure that you give them a good beating. The man yells behind her. And we'll send a message to never fuck with us again. Eula stands tall as the people run from behind you. She says not a word, but a blade comes down in front of her. And she does say something. Dance of Sacrifice, Act 3. Wait.
Oh no, my health bar.
Oh no, your health bar.
We've vastly moved positions.
What? Oh, you were here, sorry. This guy was kind of coming to approach you. The chosen initiative feature is so good.
Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
Vengeance will be mine. Man, this chick is... What level is she, by the way?
4?
You expected me to battle her? I'm level 2.
Yeah. Alright, this guy takes his move. He's gonna move 10 meters and attempt to attack Eula with his rake. Wait, why does everyone has rakes? This one has a saw. Well, this the attack is literally called rake. 19.
Morningville mob.
The attack comes through, and it's about to hit. Oh. She blocks the majority of the brunt of the attack with its ice shield that extends from her sword. You notice the magic, it's cryo in nature. She takes 1 damage. Go on, it's your turn.
Alright. She kind of ducks out of the way of this guy. Her eyes kind of dart around the field. Yeah, I got the shotting gun now. The light streaks, except they're kind of cream. Alright, I'm gonna disengage away from this dude.
Yep.
See you later. I kind of dance around the Lawrence clan leader. Get back, Leo!
Okay.
My words, vengeance will be mine.
Alright, and I slash at this guy. 23.
23 hits, roll damage.
Oh, and I get the sneaky. I assume these are my allies, right?
Yep.
So that's not wind damage. It's only
Yep.
7.
Using your power, you attack this foe. Everything that your mother has taught you up until this point, and your experience in your previous life, slowly start to assimilate more into your body. 7 damage. Takes him down.
Yeah, slash across the belly.
A cut begins to open up, and he starts to bleed. Can all these girls fight?
Watch yourself!
You said they'd be easy, Martha.
This guy says,
Hey, you said they'd be easy, Martha.
Martha speaks up.
Maybe you're just pathetic.
Get him! If you want to really protect our village, and send a message to this clan of filthy mongrels. This one approaches Eula, surrounding her from the other side. Her from the other side.
Gawain!
Gawain! Oh yes, I'm sorry. He's going to make an attack with his axe. 15 just hits. As Eula... This one empowers her from the right. She's just one woman. And you see, as her assailant attacks her from both directions, she does get hit squarely on her shoulder. She tries to turn out of the way, but her body isn't quite fast enough. And some of the flesh gets caught in the sword. You hear a little grunt. This one will take a look at you. Step into line of sight properly without cover. And actually take something out of his pockets. It appears he's a woodcutter of some kind, as his axe comes flying at you. 5 to hit.
Alright, can I catch it?
No.
Oh, what?
He has to roll a net 1 for you to catch it.
Alright.
It's an axe. You can try, but if you miss, I'll make you take damage.
Well, I just have to beat 5 with sleight of hand, right?
No.
Oh,
You have
what?
to beat a DC with sleight of hand.
Okay,
It's not sleight of
never
hand,
mind.
it's just the dex check.
Alright, I just duck out of the way then.
It barely cuts across Leo's hair. Whoa! As he ducks. Whoa.
That's why to catch it.
He looks. Well, that was close. And then you hear a cry in the distance.
No, my sauerkraut!
Oh.
This one also reaches past him, shifts past his ally and starts to.
Hey, woman! I recognize your face.
He does it.
You called me a mob. You called me a filthy commoner once.
He looks at her dead in the eye.
Let's see how you like me now.
He seems to have a vengeance on her. These people will move on.
Our economy is in shambles versus there's only 2 of us.
Where is he? This guy, Everton?
Yo, can't this spooky white-haired dude help us?
You don't even see him looking in the distance. This one approaches Eula.
Bunch of dancers. You're not fighters. You haven't even been in the real world.
As he takes his pole and swings it above Eula's head. Eula swiftly dances out of the way elegantly. You can see her even perform a half pirouette into position, bringing her sword to parry the blow. Eula seems to recover from her previous injury, grimacing her teeth but not paying it too much heed.
Act 4. The northern wind.
She does a step and then another one. As she twirls a weapon in a spin and fails remarkably.
That's a +6, by the way.
She rolled a 2.
Tenandayo!
As she attacks Martha. Martha ducks her head back.
That's a nice sword you got there. I can see it's infused with some kind of elemental magic.
He smiles.
You know what? Maybe we'll get a little bit of bonus for today.
Yeah, this one also looks like Martha's turn. This wasn't how it was supposed to go in the simulations. She points. Get her! And the farmer behind her slides left into position and makes an attack against Eula.
Holy moly. We're gonna get rolled.
9, she again parries the blow. Claudius still stands there with his arms crossed. This morning Milvard is going to go and chase the other. Ah!
You just gonna chase that guy?
What the hell are you looking at us for?
It's this guy's turn again as he turns to you. You little bitch.
She kind of looks a little somber. Go home.
Go to sleep! Oh my gosh.
Ow! That's a lot of damage!
Ouchie.
Ouchie, 5 damage.
Oh, where does he hit me?
He hits you on the shoulder with his. He has a rake. Yeah, his rake. But the ends don't really hit. Only the pole does.
Yeah, it's like as her eyes kind of narrow.
Dawn!
Leo says.
Sorry, get back!
"Your turn."
Oh no! You guys are fighting!
At the end of the round, sorry, which should have happened 2 turns ago.
Papa, Mama, what should we do?
Not even here.
Get back! Oh, she's massive. I'll give you some notice. Choji's, whatever Choji's thing's called.
We have to get out of here.
Says Liliana.
Let's go.
Yes. Leave the fighting to the Glacier Knight.
Schubert looks at Eula.
She can handle anything. She's a symbol of our hope. Pay it no heed. We shall return home safely. Just make sure that the others don't get you.
Just make sure that the others don't get you,
Why is he so raspy?
Annabelle. He looks upon the Glacier Knight. I'm sure she will do fine. She is our Glacier Knight, after all. The entire safety of our clan rests with her. You see this figure clad in a tiny dress, wielding a massive sword. You look upon her shoulders as he says these words, and you hear him say it. The puffing of her chest makes it beat up and down. Her weight is heavy as the world. Dawn, human.
Yep, I grip the dagger a little bit more fierce. I oughta help her. Alright, look up at this guy. 19 to hit.
Hits.
So I kind of brace the rake, and I use it to kind of flip up, and I'm gonna smack him in the back of the head with the butt of the dagger.
Yep. Nice.
For 8.
Ching! You raise the dagger up as he just hit you with the rake, and he's not fast enough to do any sort of motion as you slam head first, well, butt first into his temple, and he just collapses on the hedge next to him.
I'm not killing him, right?
No, he's just knocked out. He slumps over on the hedge next to him. Anything else, John?
Turn to the rest of them. Go home.
They look a little hesitant. Martha rebukes him.
You know what? I don't like arrogant brats like you, she points her. Oh, you're the woman that stole the fruit from my husband. I'll make an example out of you.
Wait, what? I didn't steal any
I
fruit.
know, she's crazy. I know, she's crazy, just don't worry about it.
Alright, narrow my eyes at her. Past him.
This one steps up and goes for Claudius, actually. But Eula kind of intercepts as he attacks. He changes his mind and goes for Eula instead.
This one is for my friend who says he's got attacked in the forest! Ah!
They all seem to have some sort of grievance against the Lawrence clan. It misses as Eula parries the blow. This one walks 1, 2, and actually attacks Udor and he steps up.
Filthy Lawrence! This one is for bullying my friend!
Some sort of grievance indeed. 18 to hit.
Why do they roll so high for me but not Eula? What? 18 hits.
Maybe she's just too good. 7. Oh my! He maxed that out. He maxed that damage out, bruh. He crazy, bruh.
I'm getting pwned. Where's he hitting me?
Dawn!
This one connects on your right kidney area with just a massive club of some kind. Knocks the wind out of you. The wind.
I gotta get out of here, man. I'm gonna die.
This one goes to the girl and starts to grapple at it.
Yeah! Stop it! You filthy dog!
He grabs it.
Call me that again!
This one starts to make his way around for Leonardo.
Leo!
He kind of throws his book at his head, which he just brushes aside.
No, why'd I do that? That was my book.
And he attempts to grapple.
Boy.
Three. Okay, yeah, he doesn't get it.
Just rolls so good for me. What?
Vengeance!
This mobster starts to look at Eula as well. Shing, and he pulls his rake, scraping it across the ground. Now, this is the dude with the axe. He pulls another axe from his right side and passes it to his left hand. This one was for enslaving the people of Mondstadt all those years ago, he said. Hope you filthy Lawrence know what you've done! And the axe comes upon him. We should have wiped you all out back then, instead of letting you live! It's for making my great-great-great-grandfather a slave! 12 misses against Eula as she daintily steps out of the way and twirls. She's not responding to any of this. She simply looks on coldly. It's her turn again. Hang on. Okay. She instead twirls and cleaves around an ice blade billowing in its wake. Ice tide pirouette! She says the name of her attack like some sort of anime character, making it with disadvantage. Oh gosh, she actually rolled pretty good with this one. Against all enemies within 2 meters of her. One, this guy doesn't hit. Second guy, I'll just roll with this. 13 hits. I'm pretty sure. Let me check his AC.
Wait, did you just give this to her?
No, she had the ability before. She had the ability before.
Okay.
She does this. It's her E in game. Shing as she hits the. But she does like a jumping pirouette with her blade, and it glows in ice. She cuts them all. Shing. It does hit this guy. Oh my gosh! Yeah, okay. When it hits, it deals damage. He's gone. Goodbye. Shing. He gets whipped back, and the ice starts to coalesce around his chest. And he slumps to the ground, back facing down, and chest facing upwards. Makes his attack at Martha. Does 13 hit you, Martha? Yes, it does. But she meat shields, and she shoves this other guy in front of her. Hey, you! She drags it in front of her.
Oh.
And it misses
what?
her because it's less than 20. But it deals damage against the other guy instead. 13, yeah, he's gone. He slumps behind Martha's HP bar disappearing.
Damn, why am I even here, by the way?
One more attack against this person.
Bro, she doesn't even need me. I should just run away with Leo.
Gosh. Okay, 9. Oh, it drops him really low as he goes to a knee. Hey, you! She points at the person in the distance, and this guy. And the guy back here. Come and help!
More of them.
Yeah, this guy's It's Martha's turn. She points to this guy again. Don't you care about what happens to your family? Get him! Get her! She's a yell of vengeance as he tries to make an attack against Eula, which apparently they don't roll well against. As Eula steps out of the way. You can see the ice on her blade beginning to fade, as she looks particularly exhausted. Barely managed to get out of the way of that attack. This one, changing his mind from going against the random person who's casually sipping tea, looking at the events unfold, starts to run down and jump the fence, jump the railing, and come towards you. He pulls his axe out of his back and makes a throwing. Is that 6 meters? What's the shortcut for ruler? Do you know? Is it U? Is it L?
It's R.
That's possible.
Oh no, it's Q, sorry.
He makes an attack with disadvantage. As the axe comes out of his pocket and goes through the air and misses completely. This one almost clips Leonardo's hair again. Whoa! Why are these things almost trying to hit me, man? Why are these always things trying to hit me?
Oh, that's Jason, bro.
Oh yeah, you see, he needs to stop saying man. Which guy's this? Oh, this guy's fine. Go on to your turn.
Alright.
This guy's still trying to grapple.
Yeah, turn. Get the hell away from my cousin!
It's you, Dawn! Yeah, his eyes kind of glittering. Dawn! And then you miss spectacularly, and he's like, Dawn! Disappointedly.
Oh man. Get me out of here. I need to be level 4 too. Help! Mom, I need you. I'm only
Okay,
6
actually,
years old.
on his turn, at the end of the round, all the NPCs will have their turn just because Schubert will. Leonardo! And he hesitantly walks forwards.
Mother, can I give them some of my sauerkraut? Maybe they can stop fighting? If once they eat it. No, we have to go, dear. You can't not give a sauerkraut. So watch safely from the distance.
Yes. Let them handle it. The brutish warriors. The Glacier Knight.
Leonardo uses the help action. Make the attack with advantage. On you.
Oh, I thought you said it was at the end of my turn.
No. At the end of the round.
11.
Okay. 11 hits. Actually.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Bro, what?
Okay. So smart.
They're
this
farmers, dude. What do you want them to be?
Guy. The 13.
13. Oh my gosh, that crits. 8? 13.
Yeah,
Okay,
max
how
damage
do
on
you
both.
want to do this one?
Alright. I just
Oh, wait, no. I'll describe how Leonardo helps you first.
Okay.
He kind of... Dawn! And... He... How would he help?
unison raid. Ha!
Oh, yeah, okay, alright, sure. How do you want to
I'm
use
just
this?
joking. I'm just joking. We're only 6. We don't even have magic yet.
He kind of grabs a book, another one. This one's like a thin paper book from his back pocket. Grabs it with both hands and just goes, ah! Slaps it over this guy's head. He goes, and he's slightly distracted by the slap of
My other book.
he says.
I quickly shake off that in the milliseconds that pass, and as his head's down, I upper slash with the butt end of the dagger, smashing him into the water.
It catches his throat, and he does like a little backwards arc before making a splash and landing with his legs up, and his head just barely above the water. It's a very shallow fountain. As he goes kaplat.
I give Leo a quick nod. Thanks.
He looks at you, gives a thumbs up, and he goes, "My 2 books! Oh, that was a very rash decision for both of them. No." He looks at his hand. What have I done?
Turn back towards this guy
This is
fast.
why I don't like fighting. It's this guy's turn. How much HP is she on? Wow, they've actually rolled terribly against her. Maybe because she's too lost. He's gonna make another attack.
Chad Chula versus Virgin Dawn.
Chad Eula versus Virgin dice rolls, no hit. This one misses again. As angrily, he goes over her head. She again uses these steps. You can see her legs, her footwork. As your mother's words, Rick.
Footwork, Dawn, footwork.
You see her footwork as 1 step forward, 2 steps back, almost like a waltz, a turn, a pirouette, a pivot. Bringing the sword, and you start to understand how she actually wields a weapon of that heft. And it's not because she's holding it with strong arms, it's because her entire body's momentum is going with the blade. And once you start to realize that, once it starts to dawn on you, you realize that these poor commoners have no chance. This one looks at her. Yeah, just because you got a little bit of magic in your sword, he says. I once had a friend who had a friend who had a vision too! Ah! And it, again, deflects off the weapon. This one decides to help. He's actually going to see an opening in Claudius. Wide open, old man! As he goes for an attack against him. 13 would hit Claudius, roll damage. 7 damage against Claudius. But Eula jumps in the middle of the way without any sort of guard. And she's going to take that with paying the price, taking critical damage from that attack.
Ooh.
Which is only 9. She takes it with a price. As you can see the blade carve You can see the machete that he probably used to cut wood or something. Or pave the way of his weeds, sorry. Carve another neat line across her. A jagged line across her torso. She lands, her breathing ragged. But Claudius uninjured, not even a splatter of blood. This guy's dead.
Hey, what? Dead?
Oh, not dead. This guy's out of the fight, sorry. Eula Lawrence. This guy moves up. It's Eula's turn. Eula Lawrence. She turns to this dude, her breath's ragged and raspy.
We're starting to lose.
Where's your style?
14 hits. And she deals 9 damage to this guy. Is this guy injured? No, he's not. He just takes... But he has to make a DC 13 con save, which he tried to do. And he fails as the ice rears up in his body. And he freezes to the core! Okay, that's enough Genshin points.
Vengeance shall be mine.
She breathes, calms her breathing, plants her sword on the ground, and takes the dodge action.
Whoa, that's broken. Oh my gosh.
Martha, what are you standing there for? Get her! She moves forwards. Should I just remove them? No. How do I make someone dead easily? Just cross them out. Don't you care about the monster attacks? I told you it was them! She points the dagger. They're at fault! He grabs his chest because there's a bit of blood coming out. And then he grabs his dagger as his weapon had fell to the ground from the previous encounter. He walks forwards. Damn right. They'll pay! Vixen's command activates and he makes an attack against Eula. Plus, oh my god, really? No! She doesn't even look to be appearing to dodge that one. She appears to kind of fall forwards, and he over-anticipates her movement as it goes wide over her head. Just. You useless dumbass! This mob comes in.
I don't know.
He steps over his previous mobsters.
Where's the Sunsettias, bro?
Did you pack Sunsettias? Did you?
No, I didn't. Well, did Freya?
I don't know. Do you want to look in the bag?
That's
Do you want to ask Leo to
late.
look in the bag?
It's a bit late.
Well, it ain't a bit late yet.
It's not even my turn.
You have free action talk. Free action talk.
Do I even think of that in the moment? I'm pretty young.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
My bag! Are there any Sunsettias?
Oh! Did your maid pack them? He looks at. Did you pack them? So he wasn't even in the house. Did you pack them? He looks at. He scrambles in the bag. What kind of? I mean, you're going to a dance. What kind of person would pack some city?
I'm like moving around and he's like jiggling, trying to go in the bag. Oh no, I don't have the bag on me, do I?
No, Leo has the bag. Leo has the bag.
Yeah. Freya
Makes
pack any?
attack 10.
Against me?
Yep.
Alright, I flick the dagger into a backhand position and then upper parry.
It comes off his own machete. As you deflect the blow of a bigger weapon with a smaller one. You feel a sense of achievement. Almost as if you're winning against Eula with that encounter. But not quite.
Oh man.
He looks a little surprised at your maneuver. It's this guy's turn. As he tries to get the flank on Eula. It's the NPC's turn. As they just hug tight, look on. Gilbert still looks confused about what he should do.
What? Gawain!
Gawain! This girl runs away. These people all maintaining a safe distance from the fight. They're not.
Can this guy cast Ultima already?
Who?
This guy at the bottom, bro.
He's just sipping tea, dude. He's crossing
Dark
his legs.
Ultima, man.
He's got his tea. He's got his white suit on. He's just sipping
Dark
tea.
Ultima, surely.
Dawn, Leonardo, why would there be Sunsettias in here? Aren't they really expensive? Oh, there's one. Dawn passes it to you.
Oh, it's an action though.
It's his turn. Yep.
Oh.
He can. Can you force feed as an action? I'm sure you can force feed. Yeah, you can feed someone else's a potion as an action.
If they're unconscious, I think.
Potion as an action. I'm sure you can. Drinking / administering a potion takes an action. Yeah. So he can administer the Sunsettia to you.
All right, you can throw it up in the air.
Dad, you know how to play fetch? He looks at her. He looks at you.
I look a little red, understanding his idea.
He looks at you. Sorry, this is gonna be a little gross. He takes a bite of the Sunsettias and crunches it in his mouth, just splitting it in his hand.
Oh yeah.
But you don't see it. You don't see this. You're still facing it. Don't turn around. Turn around. Turn around and say ah.
But I don't do the right
And you feel this sweet slushy mush go into your mouth as he administers the potion to you.
The potion.
Yeah, heal 1d4 plus 2.
+1.
Up.
I definitely got to recruit this guy into my main party.
He does nothing. 1d4 plus 1. He's just a
He's
politician.
He's the tactician, bro. He's the brains. He can do our planning.
Alright. Heal your 1d4 plus 1.
Why are you gonna roll it?
You gonna roll it? It's your potion.
But it says NPC action.
Okay, sure. Boom.
All right, not bad.
Feel a little invigorated. Your move.
My eyes widen. Did you?
He looks away. He's a little blushing. Sorry. I just thought
I go red. Ah, idiot. I'm gonna disengage, move into this guy's. So I slide under his legs.
Yeah, he's just looking at Martha. He's got his arms crossed. He hasn't moved in like the past minute. He's just intimidating her with his arms crossed. And his words still ringing.
If you can land as a hit on me, I will kill myself and disband the Lawrence clan.
So yeah, I weave between him and Eula. I kind of pass her. My eyes kind of gaze at her. What's she doing? Is she alright?
She's got a determined look on her face as the cape kind of billows, and her sword is ready. Her injuries look pretty severe, with blood. You slide past some of the blood, probably hers, that is splattered on the ground. She looks vigilant, and her body may be weak, but her gaze looks unyielding.
Yep. I am determined look as well as I slide and
Something also gnaws at you again, this time much heavier. You don't have time to process this though, as you're still fighting.
Right. Alright. I gotta elbow this guy with the butt of the dagger. This guy on the bottom. Oh man.
Why don't you just move here? Is that what you're doing?
I can move into an ally space, but I can't end my turn there.
Yes, 7, you elbow him.
Yeah, and then I was gonna upper in the chin, but
You elbow him as he kind of sees you coming. You're far too underneath him. He's really tall, as it just takes a little step out of the way.
alright. I kick off, flipping backwards, back to Particular. That's me.
This guy. As he looks at Claudius again, he gets distracted by Eula gazing down at him severely. He gets a little intimidated, so he decides to attack her, missing. This mob.
Glad to have you back here, young swine.
He says,
Don't grow up like your parents.
19 hits.
Bro. They're just racist. You know what I mean? Like, Lawrence
Scissor-
clan, nah.
Scissor
Aethra
Aethers.
house,
Aethers,
yeah.
bro.
That's it. That's it. He's dead. Goodbye. Eula's turn. Seeing you get injured, she steps across into your square. She'll actually go past you.
Master Claudius,
She says,
please move out of the way.
Chinese swap.
as she does like she takes a step back actually, and she takes a step back and she does like this running jump.
Yeah, I instinctively duck. We're a little in sync. We're like dancing, yeah.
Maybe she'll swap with Claudius. Yeah, she'll swap with Claudius. She bonus action disengages and swaps with Claudius. Kaiser style. She performs the ice type early.
Accidentally hitting me.
Yo, this guy, 10, does not hit. Against... Nah, she's gonna... Yeah, against Martha, 14 hits. She's gonna use her special to make a meat shield. So, 9 damage against this guy.
You look weak.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Why?
Martha's turn.
Get the girl. This one!
She points her finger at Yula. This guy is gonna make an attack against her. This guy steps forward. Goes at
Watch him
Yula.
hit me, bro. Oh man, I look up. 22 hits.
I'm shaking my head right now.
Oh, I'm down. That's the perfect damage to down me.
Nope. Leo is gonna see this happen, and he's going to take it for you with a price as he takes critical damage from the attack.
What?
Jumping in front of
No.
Done!
you. He pushes you back. He does a castle as he takes critical damage.
Oh, is he dead?
The axe.
I can't see. Oh! Wait, what?
The axe goes into his stomach area as it pulls out a bit of blood as well as he collapses on the floor.
Yeah. I crawl towards him. Wait, he's not actually dead, you kappa. Oh no!
as
Wait,
you-
Uncle, do something useless!
Leonardo!
He steps towards. Leonardo kind of holds his stomach and looks at you. And you can't see the cut.
No, 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 no! I cradle his head.
He swallows.
I desperately need CPR.
He looks at you.
I pull his shirt up where he got chunked.
It appears to be healing quite rapidly as he just ate the sunsetia.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
I slap him. You're not dying!
Ah! Ow! What you hit at dying, man? This vaudeville mob member looks down at him.
Let me play dead, please. I don't want to get hit again.
And he just rolls over it.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
he's knocked out.
I'm sorry, don't.
He does the sound and he rolls over.
I stand up, pulling back the tears that were gonna be there. Idiot.
Leonardo! He pushes the other way. No! My boy!
Push him out of the way. Bonk.
No! Let me see my boy! Oh no! There's been a great tragedy! He says, Leonardo is dead! He's dead!
The mob guy actually now looks a little hesitant. He looks down at his axe, a little remorsefully. Steps up and attacks you. My goodness, so many of them. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Woohoo! No, it's your turn.
She's invincible, bro. Should I run away?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh, I can't leave her there. Oh, man. Alright, disengage. Alright, Uncle, you've got this.
Me? What? He looks at... What? And he
Alright,
just looks back at Leonardo. Leonardo, my child, my sweet prince.
He looks at the.
How dare you kill him? How dare you kill my boy? We perhaps might have told you things, or we might perhaps have yelled at you, but we never killed one of your kin.
He looks at you.
You're the monsters here, not us.
This guy is actually. He's gonna make a persuasion check. Man, family of politicians, am I right? That's pretty good. Because he gets 17 and he looks at it. Alright, your turn.
Alright, I disengage out of there. It almost looks like slipstream, foreshadowing that I will get that in the future. Alright, I kind of cry out, "Eula!" as I attempt to. Oh, I use the help action on her.
Oh, okay, cool.
Alright, so I slipstream and then I'm like slide tackling this guy to give her the help action.
You get her in your grasp as this mob member is dead. This one looks at Eula, but is a little hesitant at after hearing Gilbert's words. He's gonna make a insight check. Wait, I can just roll publicly on the thing. He has a sheet. Yeah, he looks a little hesitantly at Gilbert's words. After hearing Gilbert's words.
Gawain!
Gawain's words!
You're the monsters. We might have insulted you, but we never killed any of you. How would you do this to my boy?
And as he rolls Leonardo over, and Leonardo is like, he's limp. And he has his tongue out.
We're doing help me. Thor and Loki.
Oh my god. The freaking Ether family, bro. He's actually big brain. He had the other half of the Sunsetter in his mouth,
Yeah,
ready to go. All according to Keikaku. Eula's turn. She notices you help her. She steps quickly in your direction and performs an attack with advantage. 16 hits. 8 plus DC 13, 5. Yeah, he's gone. Getting encompassed in ice. Quickly freezing. Freezing to the core! You, Lawrence.
I give Eula a nod.
Eula just looks up. And she's gonna actually make an intimidation check. As she... You see her single-handedly. You thought it was just her body momentum, but she's actually holding this massive, ginormous blade and raising it slowly with the second hand. You can see her veins and her muscles kind of tense up as she grabs this blade and tilts it forwards, barely touching the face not touching the face of Martha as she raises it.
Leave us at once. Otherwise,
breathes out these words with utter venom. I will have vengeance. The blade glistens in the sun.
Oh, wait, can I help that? Oh, she already has advantage.
Okay. She looks at Eula. And looks at the people around her that have fallen.
Yeah, I also raised my dagger. My eyes kind of glow in the shade of the trees. Go home.
You'll pay for all of this. She points her dagger. All of you. You vermin scum. You think you can pull the wool under our eyes, huh? My eyes? She says. I know you're colluding with the monsters. I know it! She points at your fingers. Think you're so smart. Oh, you think you're gonna overthrow us, Morningville Mondstadt? May Barbados punish you ever so if you do. He points her dagger at her. Mark my words, Claudius Lawrence, spitting the word out with utter hatred and venom. Next time I see any Lawrence scum next to me or my village, they're gonna get a lot more than they ask for. Let me tell you that. She kicks the dude next to him. Get the hell up! Wake the hell up, farmer! And force feeds him a sunsetter.
Wait, that's broken. Wait, she's OP. We should have taken her out first.
Yeah, that's why she has meat shield. Wake the hell up, farmer! This guy returns to consciousness. Pick up your friends, let's get out of here. And she looks a little bit shaken. She grabs this guy, and this guy grabs this guy. They kind of buddy up. This guy grabs two guys. Yeah, nah, Jerry's left, bro. He's left in the dust. Goodbye.
Rip. Maybe he can become a Lawrence Butler. Epic backstory.
This guy succeeds his death save. No, okay. He succeeds his death save, and he's just gonna get out of there. Wait. He clutches his chest.
I'll help him up. Get out of here.
I don't need help from you, Lawrence scum.
As they make their way to the exit and slowly disappear into the distance. Leo, who's not actually dead, looks at his father. Dad.
I shove Euler out of the way.
Dad.
Well, I assume I do. Or does she shove me? What's going on?
I'm not gonna make it. No, she just steps forwards, actually.
I grab him by the collar. Shut the hell up!
Duh!
I give him I start fish slapping him lightly.
Watch what you're handling! My son, he's dying! My son!
I glare at him. Shut up, uncle!
Have you never seen Macbeth? He looks at you. Really now? A woman of your culture now in our house, by the way.
Dunk him in the water.
Duh!
Come up. Wake him up.
Do you know how we make a living? With art, he says. Oh, my goodness.
I
What has
squeeze his
Gilbert
shoulders.
been teaching you?
There, you're okay.
He's foaming at the mouth.
I turn to Eula.
Eula steps forwards. Some of the blood is still on her blade as it slowly drips off. You can still see the small coalescing of frost, slight coalescing of frost around her massive greatsword. Her shoulders, you particularly pay attention to them as you see the visage of her back. She steps forwards, panting, and stops. The wind picks up. And again, you feel that gnawing. Feel that gnawing at you. And you realize what it is.
What?
Dawn, you see yourself approaching that rooftop. You walking up these stairs, opening the door. You see yourself trying to approach this rooftop. What are you trying to do? As you enter the roof, you slowly step forwards. Yeah?
Wait, what? Am I not watching myself?
Yeah, you're seeing yourself approaching the edge of the building, going to jump off.
I don't do anything, I just watch.
You climb the railings. You stand upon the world, looking down.
I kind of inhale sharply as I... What? Can I interact with this, or am I like...
Yeah,
is
you
this
can
a memory?
interact with this. This is like a vision that you're having.
Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, you can interact with this. It's like a vision that you're having.
Yeah, I inhale sharply as I run up to Kyoko. Wait! I grab her hand.
It's small. Smaller than you anticipated. It feels cold. She turns and looks at you. It's not her. It's Eula.
Tears well up, but they don't fall. You're not alone.
She looks at you with her eyes already cold and glazed. No. She looks at you. I am. The Glacier Knight. The one and only. Protector of our clan.
I kind of grip her hand. It's not good enough. I know what it's like to be up there. My eyes kind of yearn at her. I wish someone had told me they weren't alone. 'Cause you truly aren't. I look at her desperately.
At least there's wind that tussles the both of your hair. She steps down, but still looks at you undyingly with her cold gaze. You may say that, but your actions today proved otherwise. For the majority of the protection was accomplished by me. You simply weren't strong enough. I am. That is why it has to be.
Her eyes kind of widen and then she kind of grimaces. She kind of looks at her. Maybe you're right. But it would have been a lot more difficult alone. Truly alone. She kind of squeezes her hands. Well, she's let go of her and she kind of puts her hands into fists. Yeah, maybe those around you aren't as strong as you, or as smart, or as good as you. But they can help a little bit. Every little bit of help helps.
This young girl, barely 7 in age, carrying the world upon her shoulders, looks at you with eyes that could only be described as uncertain and sullen. Expression on her face far more soft and shaken than the stature of her glacial knight status would appear. 𝓓𝓾𝓮𝓽 watches a mirror.
Oof.
She closes her eyes, Eula does. And opens them again slightly. Perhaps once you're strong enough, you can say those same words again to me, and I will understand. But right now, she turns and she looks across the world. Shadows of the Lawrence clan flicker past your vision. Right now, I can't afford to make any mistakes. She looks back at the Lawrence clan, turns around. Sorry, she turns around looking back at the Lawrence clan and walks slowly back.
Yeah, I'm still facing that direction a little bit. Just solemn.
She walks past Claudius, who tilts his head slightly and gives her a slight smile.
Very well done, Eula Lawrence. I knew we could depend on you. You are indeed the most spectacular glacial knight we've had in centuries. It could only be you.
Eula walks past him.
Thank you, grandfather. I will go rest up now and clean my blade.
She says so in a much different tone than the one you heard her approaching the stage with. There's tiredness in there, definitely. She walks past the people. Everyone has their eyes on her. Oh, it's a Glacial Knight.
It appears no one has bested you this year either.
She eventually disappears into the horizon. He walks up to you, Dawn. You feel a presence approaching behind you.
Dawn
Yeah,
Ithra, was it?
The wind is kind of blowing her hair. She turns her neck.
I was going to expel you and your family.
No, please, he says. I beg of you. We could have a deal over this, but
I have decided against it.
Oh, merciful godfather of the Lawrence clan.
Shut up, Uncle.
he starts shining his shoes.
Oh, how amazing are the feet of those who bring good news.
And he grabs his loincloth and he just starts shining his shoes.
Oh man.
Leonardo joins in.
Indeed. How amazing, how amazing.
Okay, no, he actually doesn't. No, that's out of his personality. He'll just look at his father and kind of smile weakly at you, Dawn. Kind of like, I wouldn't cross that line even if I was sucking up to someone.
I signal for us to get him out of here, man.
Father, I think he has something important to say to the Ithra family. Let's stop shining his shoes for just a second, shall we?
Right. He stands up. He adjusts his serviette thing. I don't know what they're freaking called. The frills on his shirt. And he bows his head slightly.
As I was saying,
Says Claudius.
I was thinking about expelling the Lawrence, the Ithra house Ithra.
I
from the
fully turn
Lawrence
to him.
clan. But I have decided against it. Your efforts of protecting us today, Dawn, were nothing short of valiant. Although the Glacier Knight probably could have handled herself. You did step up to support her.
He gives a little smile.
Never in my life have I seen anyone try to help her. After all, she doesn't need it.
But he tilts his head upwards and looks down at you.
But perhaps even fools have their uses.
He gives his hand.
You shall stay for now. But if your father,
He looks at you.
if Gilbert does anything stupid or remains to be unsatisfactory, perhaps I will reconsider my deal once again. And that time,
He looks at you seriously this time. Fully, his head fully turned, but his body away. His body facing away, but his head turned towards you.
and that time, I will have no such reconsideration.
And he walks away. Foreshadowing your dad's hangout quest, eh?
Yeah, say nothing.
Your uncle hugs you. Oh, Dawn! Oh, my darling Dawn! How your eyes shine like the stars of the sky! How...
Uncle, you don't have to grovel to me.
No, I was just celebrating you. I am just I'm astounded. I can't believe you've actually done something praiseworthy. My brother's family, he says. You and the foreigner doing something praiseworthy. That's crazy, isn't it, Leo? My golly gosh, that's crazy. Never have I heard before in the past 14 years.
Yes, Father, of course not. Haha, he smiles. Wow, how amazing it is that they could actually be capable human beings.
I know, right? I've underestimated them the whole time.
How are you going with sarcasm, by the way, Father?
I think I'm getting better.
I facepalm. Oh, Uncle.
You hear pitter-patter footsteps.
Oh, anyway? Anyone want more sauerkraut?
Oh, man.
The day draws to an end. And you and your uncle... Oh, what's some nice music here? Is this nice? Is this nice? This is what happens when you have a completely new OST and you have no idea what song sounds like what. Hang on. Is this nice? Yeah, sure, let's just go with this.
The day draws to an end, and you make your way back to your estate. You get on your carriage. The people of the Lawrence clan pay no heed to you, which is actually a good thing, because before they were quite like, you stupid mongrel, 𝓓𝓾𝓮𝓽 clan, disappointment. Particularly this guy in particular, Schubert. Looks at you with a final parting gaze. You may have gotten away this time, House 𝓓𝓾, but don't think next time you'll be so lucky.
Why are we so shit?
Oh, sauerkraut! Sauerkraut!
Oh my gosh.
Bye-bye!
She waves at you.
I hope we can see each other soon, Mr. Don and Leo, and we can play together.
She gives you a wave.
Bye-bye!
I give her a wave.
She gives you a beaming smile.
Yee. Thank you for eating my sauerkraut. Hope it was yummy. Next time, I might go deliver some to your house.
I actually walk up to her and hold my hand out. I'll keep you to that.
Yee.
She smiles and gives you a hearty handshake. And you feel more than her hand in your hand. You actually feel a sausage.
But stop making sausage jokes. It's weird.
Huh? My mother always makes them to me. I don't understand, sir, but I repeat it.
I look at
it's
that.
funny.
Look at that. What the heck?
She just looks at you coldly and expressionlessly.
Yeah, turn back to Miss Sauerkraut. Annabelle. Right. Just. Whatever. I kind
Come
of.
on, it's time to go. He says in the crowd.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Thank you for being my friend.
She smiles.
Aww. I grin.
I hope Papa doesn't dislike you too much.
I turn away. Hopefully not.
Then we can still be friends.
I nod without turning around. See you around.
Bye-bye. Oh, and I was totally kidding about the accent, by the way.
No joke. Okay, I should just say that. No. I'm just playing with you.
Oh my gosh. I was about to go up and stab her.
Not everyone's troll, okay? Some people can be sincere. You leave the house with the cart, and dusk turns to night as you make your winding journey back. There's not much.
Should have talked to this guy. Damn.
Oh, he just left after the fight. He was like, "Yeah, I'm done here. Goodbye."
Who the hell was that guy?
As you make your way back to the estate. Yeah, the night wind is cool, and there's not much to be said in the cart. Nothing but the bustling winds of night and a kind of sincere silence. Even Gawain himself has stopped talking to you about all the achievements that he's accomplished for the 𝓓𝓾 family, 𝓓𝓾 house. Even Leonardo, bookless now, because both his books are ruined, just gazes out the window silently.
Yeah, I fiddle with the dagger.
So, Dawn, how'd you
I
learn
look
how
up.
how to fight?
Kind of flash back to Kendo. My mother taught me.
He smiles. That must be nice. And he looks kind of away from you at this point, as if to not disclose some sort of information. As he said these things.
What he's implying is, where's my aunt? She did.
Well, you don't know. They didn't say anything. He just looks away from you. That must
I-
be nice.
Well, I press forward. You know, you can come around and visit and train with us if you want. And by training, I mean chess. Oh, do they have chess in this world?
Yeah,
Perfect.
his eyes does a little glitter in the moonlight. Really?
I grin at him. Yeah.
Wow. He turns to his father. Father?
Well, I mean, I suppose you can only influence them positively, can't you, Leonardo? Perhaps they need a bit of your brain in their family, Maybe you rub off nicely on them. Maybe then my idiot brother made a few brain cells from osmosis.
Leonardo smiles. Then maybe I'll take you up on that offer, Dawn.
I kind of nod politely. And then slump back.
You arrive at your estate. It's quiet in the middle of the night, and you recognize that it's probably almost tending to midnight when you get back. The journey back was not too bad, but it was a little slower just due to the fading light. The horses couldn't move quite as fast, safely. And the carriage comes to a stop in front of your house. The chauffeur kind of opens your door to the carriage, and well, actually, Leonardo opens the door to your carriage, and hops out first. He doesn't hop out first, sorry. He opens the door and he says, "Well, you after you."
Yeah, I sling past him.
As you exit the carriage. Leonardo doesn't, though, and he just kind of holds the door slightly ajar.
Well, I'll be seeing you later then.
She kind of smiles. You better.
He smiles back.
Man, this guy's a beast. I thought he was gonna be a faggot, but he's cool as.
He's still smiling. Well, maybe I will. And the horses set off once again into the distance. You hear a voice behind you.
Yeah, I finally turn around towards the house.
Dawn!
As you hear footsteps outside the house.
Oh, you're finally back!
As your mother comes out to greet you, remembering this was actually her entire hangout quest.
Yeah, what the heck?
She co-
Oh, Dawn!
She gives you a hug.
I hug her back. I'm sorry, Mom.
Behind her in the distance, you can see Freya kind of smiling.
Freya's told me you've just gone off to participate in the Festus Glacier Knight. Is that true?
She kind of squeezes her mother. Sorry, Mom.
Oh, Dawn. I'm so proud of you.
She's a little shocked because she's just about to say, sorry, I failed. What?
Yes, you.
I'm so proud of you. You've gone and joined in for our family.
She kind of looks diagonally downwards as she pulls away. I failed.
Oops, hang on. She looks at you. Wait, what did you say?
I said I failed.
Oh, okay. She looks at you.
What do you mean?
I still kind of look diagonally downwards. But at least I brought a little honor to our family. 𝓓𝓾𝓮, that is.
Oh, Dawn, you must...
She smiles at you.
You must mean the dance, right?
She nods slowly as she looks up at her mum.
Your mum looks down at you. You're still hugging, I guess. She pulls you.
Oh no, I pulled away.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Nah,
she
I pulled
looks,
away
she
to-
looks
yeah.
down at you.
Don't be silly. You remember when I said you were ready to take the final test?
Her eyes glisten in the moonlight. What?
The final test.
I heard you. What do you mean?
It was to come with me to the Festus Glacier Knight. And you've done that all by yourself. You're brave enough to go, despite our family's history, despite my own mistakes. You stepped up on stage and you danced. And from what I hear, you didn't give up till the end. And people then berated you and called you out on things.
What? How does she know about that already?
What? You said I failed, and she just
Oh,
pretty
right.
much insinuated everything from that one sentence.
Oh, okay.
She is your
All
mother,
right.
after all.
Sure, okay. I look at her wide-eyed. Oh, I run in for hugger.
She gives you a big hug.
Now, I think you have passed.
You smell her fragrance, a warm, gentle breeze from the east. You kind of see Freya smiling from behind you.
Yeah, squeeze my mum tight.
And now your mother
Thanks.
says,
And now, finally, I have nothing left to teach you.
There's a dawning. There's a pit in her stomach suddenly. What? She pulls away.
You've obtained courage that's beyond me, and skill that's beyond mine.
What are you saying?
her expression kind of drops and she looks at you. She's gonna ask you something like, why are you so worried? But then her eyes kind of see what you're worried about. Her insight, passive insight. As she then
Goes into a dice bag.
breathes out and gives you a smile. Realizing what this is all about. She puts a hand on your shoulder.
Dawn, are you scared of the day that you surpassed me?
Yeah, there's a bit of, she's taken aback by her mother's insight. I mean, that probably answers that question.
My father, she speaks, used to train me in swordsmanship. Just like I'm doing to you now.
She looks down at you with these soft, gentle eyes.
I must have lost 1,000 times to him as we sparred. And I was so frustrated. So one day I asked him, do you ever think I will be able to beat you? He just looked at me and said,
Will the sun ever melt the snow?
what do you think he meant?
Man, I actually don't know what that means out of game either. What?
What I thought he meant was, well, of course it does. It wasn't a matter of yes or no, but of when.
She puts another hand on your shoulder.
Go on. One day you'll be better than me. If not today, then tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then the next. If not the next, then a year from now. And if not a year from now, 20. And that means everything from then on, you'll have to learn by yourself.
And she pulls you into a hug.
But that never means I will ever stop being your mother.
She inhales sharply. She starts crying. Oh,
So don't be afraid.
oh, wholesome.
As you embrace your mother into the night, she gives you a returning hug and she stands up. Gently.
Actually, as a celebration of this moment, I have a special gift to give to you. Not because you've reached affection level 10 with me or anything.
What? I haven't? You're my parent.
Yeah, you start at 9, so she gives you a gift at 10.
Oh,
how it works,
so I did
bro.
reach 10?
Oh yeah, you did now after you finished
The heck, man.
And as you stand up and see the silhouette of the disappearance of your mother on that empty
Oh.
day, your mother stands at you, smiling, and kindness in her eyes, facing you, as the wind blows gently to mark a moment in time you perhaps may never forget. Come inside, I have something to show you.
I sniffle and rub my eyes and my nose. Okay.
She leads you up the front stairs into your bedroom, where you see a wrapped object in a corner, a pointy wrapped object. It's wrapped in this delicate blue linen cloth. As she slowly gives this wrapped object to you, you starts to dawn on you, realizing what it is. She places it into your hands.
I look up. What?
Open it.
I open it tentatively.
And revealing itself to you is a beautiful sword gleaming in the moonlight. Your mother's sword.
Man, I hold it cautiously. Isn't this yours?
And now it belongs to you.
She smiles.
Her eyes kind of widen a little bit. But
Dawn.
She smiles at you.
Take it. I believe you'll take this to far greater heights than I ever will.
she kind of holds it by the hilt upright in the moonlight, carefully. She kind of looks at Leah.
She smiles at you.
I'll try my best.
I know you will.
You see a little head pat.
By the way, did you meet anyone interesting there? Like a boy, perhaps?
She says.
What? A boy?
You know,
I'm,
you're almost getting to that age, aren't you?
wait a second. I
I
only
remember
met
I was your age.
my uncle that you never talk about. And I have a cousin, apparently.
She blinks.
Oh, yes, you do. So you met your cousin then?
That's not the same thing.
Well, you know, there aren't any laws against that, you know?
I'm like
She says.
6, bro. I go red. What?
No, more specifically,
She says.
did you meet anyone that you couldn't defeat?
She kind of.
Wait, no. So she
just-
says.
I suppose you met someone much more prominent than your cousin, though.
Yeah, she lowers the sword as it comes out of the moonlight and into the shadows. Yeah, Eula Lawrence.
Oh.
She says.
So she was there.
Your mother smiles.
And what did you think?
Dawn kind of looks out the window. I think I'm gonna save her one day.
Your mother smiles.
You know, all those years ago when I visited them and I saw her for the first time, it was strange. Just a few days after you were born, I looked at her and I thought she was very similar to you, Dawn. But of course, you're much cuter.
Yeah, Mom!
I hope she'll be. You know,
She says,
it's not so bad being at the bottom. There's a lot of people here.
she smiles at you.
But for those at the top, it's so cold and windy place.
Dawn looks away. I don't say anything though, obviously.
Do you know what you need, Dawn, to keep improving? I think
She
you
looks
need
up.
a rival. And it's not me, your mother, because you're already better than me.
Mom.
Don't you think this is a great opportunity?
Rival?
Look, it's either a rival or a boyfriend. Okay?
She kind of goes red. I'm not old enough for that.
Hey, what about that guy called Gale? You know that one? That he
I
always comes around.
turn away.
Comes around
No
sometimes.
way.
He does
Not
seem
in a
bit
million
prudent,
years.
And your father doesn't particularly like him. But I think he could crack up to be a good, you know.
Yo, why is my mom so scheming, bro?
Well, I'll let the matter settle with you.
She puts a hand on your shoulder.
Take good care of the sword.
Her eyes kind of flash forward. Oh, what's it called?
It's called Glacier, melting snow.
I look at it, yeah, with hope. Glacier?
She smiles.
Well, you can put it next to Lieutenant Money when you go to bed.
Thought cloud of Kyoko. Sleeping next to her sword, huh?
Good night, Dawn.
Good night, Mom.
Sweet dreams.
And as you fall asleep, it's a beautiful and peaceful sleep. Finally, at peace.
Epical. That was skippable, by the way, apparently.
No, I never said that. I said you needed to have completed a certain amount of progress before you can move on to the next constellation, so that wasn't skippable.
No, I could have done the.
Oh yeah, you could have done the other one.
exploration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
you can.
saying.
Yeah, you
That
can
was
skip
skippable, by
Yeah,
the
you can
way.
skip that.
What the heck, man?
What? You
Why would I
could.
ever do that?
But you could. It's just a hangout. Your dad's hanging out and your okay, so your mom's probably the biggest hangout, right? I think your dad and Freya's. We're probably gonna have to cut the story quest because this one took a while. So next time it'll just be Freya and your dad, and then we'll move on to country.
Oh, rip the story quest.
It was gonna be something dumb anyway.
Man, cool ending.
The boy Gale.
It's a boyfriend to a rival, XD.
I'll let you choose whether the different things that I revealed to you. I have Eula under rivals.
Yeah, I know
You
it.
can move her.
Oh, I got a 1 out of 10 already.
Oh, there's a little more. In the darkness of the Lawrence estate.
Oh, we're playing
Man cloaked.
the epilogue. Okay.
Looks out into the darkness of the night, his eyes glazed over, thinking. A man in a white dress walks up behind him. The sound of not 2 legs, but 3 as his cane rhythmically clacks on the ground. Ting! Ting! Ah, Claudius, he speaks. Ting! What's got you staying up in the middle of the night? Claudius tilts his head upwards so that the moon strikes his face, the light from it. And it shimmers the glimmering gold edges of his hair. And his brow furrows into a frown before he says these words.
They know.